Oh, that's our hand.
Right.
Careful.
Ready for what?
Nothing. We're
Nothing.
good.
Okay. This is awkward because when I started, it's like pointing.
Want me to press it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good morning, second graders. So yesterday we started our Thanksgiving lesson because when is Thanksgiving? Does anybody know?
Next week.
Wonderful.
Thursday.
Great.
Woo. In
So,
October.
what was the name of the people that we learned about that came across the ocean to America? Their names were the...
Pilgrims.
Great, the Pilgrims.
are already here.
All right, today we're going to talk about something called a tradition. So tradition is something that it's super fun to learn about because it's special to you. So there's not a right answer. There's not something one way to do it. So to talk about traditions, we're first going to read this wonderful story. It's called the Thanksgiving Beast Feast. So we're just going to read a little chapter about it, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. And we're going to talk about our own traditions today. So, pumpkin pie or cookies. Thanksgiving was Harry's favorite holiday. At Thanksgiving, you eat turkey, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie.
Yes.
Harry loved all three things. I love Thanksgiving too, said Emily. I love turkey, I love cranberry sauce, but I hate pumpkin pie, she said.
Yes.
No.
I can still love Thanksgiving without pumpkin pie. I can eat cookies shaped like pumpkins.
Yeah. Orange ice.
Harry's mother was making Thanksgiving plans. She was making turkey plans. She was making cranberry sauce plans. She was making pumpkin pie plans. And she was also making cookies shaped like pumpkin pie plans.
Pumpkin frosting.
Thanksgiving is not just about food, said Harry's mother. What is Thanksgiving about? Asked Emily. Thanksgiving is about giving thanks, said their mother. Giving thanks for what? Asked Harry. For turkey, said Emily. So what was one of the foods that Harry talked about being his favorite food at Thanksgiving?
Turkey.
Turkey, good.
Cranberry
Great.
sauce.
And what, great, that's another one. And what was the food that Emily did not like?
Pumpkin pie, 'cause it's
Pumpkin
disgusting.
Pumpkin pie. Raise your hand if you like pumpkin pie.
Put it down.
Oh, like half and half? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to talk about that in just a second. First, we're going to finish our story. Thanksgiving is about giving thanks for all our food, said the mother. When the Pilgrims came to this land, they didn't have stores. They could not buy food. American Indians helped them to grow corn and other crops. They showed them how to make popcorn. The Pilgrims hunted wild turkeys. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool.
Did they gobble?
Probably. They picked fruits and berries, and when there was enough food, they had a huge feast. Anybody know what a feast is? Raise your hand. Emily?
It's a big meal.
A big, huge meal with so many dishes. The Pilgrims wanted to give thanks for all their food, and that was the first Thanksgiving. We are not pilgrims, said Emily sadly, so we cannot have Thanksgiving. Is that true?
No.
Do we have to be pilgrims to have Thanksgiving?
Let's dress up as pilgrims, then we can eat.
We're actually doing that on Friday. Okay, anyone can have Thanksgiving, said their mother. We can show how happy we are to have such good food. Except pumpkin pie, said Emily. So that's our story. So let me ask you a question now. How many people have one food that they can think of when they think of Thanksgiving? What's one food that you eat at home with your family?
Mashed potatoes, peas, and gravy.
Oh, that is more than one food, but that is... Oh, it's all mixed
No,
together?
they're all mixed
wonderful.
together. They're so delicious.
Oh, great. Yes.
So good.
Raspberry Jello.
Raspberry jello. Oh. Wow, that sounds really yummy.
Apple crisp.
Oh, Mrs. Goff is getting hungry. All right. So, these things that we're talking about all the different foods, notice that nobody's had the same food that they think of, right? So we all have different foods, and that, what you eat on Thanksgiving, is called a tradition. There's many different kinds of traditions. You could have Christmas traditions, you could have Halloween traditions, and they're unique to you and your family. You do them differently than everybody else. So we're going to talk about I want to give you guys time to talk about your traditions with your partner because I know you all have so much to share. So partner up, and I'm going to give you just 30 seconds to think of 2 other things that you and your family do. It could be something you do on Thanksgiving. It could be something you watch, something you wear, places you go, if you go to grandma's house. So I'm going to give you I'll give you 1 minute. 1 minute to talk with your partners.
Okay.
I go to my uncle and aunt and uncle's house in Washington.
I have a nap.
And we eat Thanksgiving lunch, and we have
The
leftovers
next day,
for
right?
dinner.
On
Smart.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Thinking ahead.
You know?
How about you?
Well, the Thanksgiving.
I have
For a while, we
Thanksgiving
were
in
going to
October.
Lake Las Vegas because
All
we
right,
don't
10
want to
seconds.
anymore, and we would have buffets.
That's so great.
I used to have sushi during Thanksgiving. It was delicious.
That's funny.
All right. Are we just about done? Can I get a thumbs up if we're all done?
Yeah, Mrs. Goff.
Wonderful. So we are now going to look at this wonderful Thanksgiving Day poem. It's actually, a poem is a song, and a song is a poem. Am I right? So we're actually going to sing a song. And it is to the tune of Mary Had a Little Lamb. Does everybody know that
I
song?
love that song.
Wonderful. Does anybody not know that song?
Blake used to have a lamb. They
Who-
feed it.
Oh, Blake. That's
What we eat
gruesome.
for Thanksgiving.
Okay, so we are going to sing it, but I'm first going to sing it for you so we can kind of get the feel of it. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you the hand motions. So I'm going to have you guys stand up, and we're going to all sing it together with the hand motions. But first, I'm going to sing it for you. So I'm just going to sing it, then hand motions. Turkey is so good to eat, good to eat, good to eat. Turkey is so good to eat on Thanksgiving Day. Great. So the rest of the verses go just like that, and we'll read it together. And then the hand motions for the first verse, everybody do them with me. Turkey is so good to eat, good to eat, good to eat. Turkey is so good to eat on Thanksgiving Day. Okay, and the next verse. Friends and family gather around. So when we stand up, we're going to put our arm around our partner, and we're going to do a little sway. Friends and family gather around, gather around. Oh.
No.
She's gonna hit me.
That's okay. You can do pretend like your mom's standing next to you and just do a little sway with your mom.
Okay.
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 Because moms don't have cooties.
Moms don't have cooties. All right, and then the last verse, you can't see it. For all these blessings, we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. All these blessings, we're going to pour out our blessings like we have so many. All these blessings, we give thanks on Thanksgiving Day. Okay? So we're going to give it a shot. Everybody stand up and stand kind of close to your partner. And if there's an odd number, we can just make a wonderful little group of 3. Great. All right, so I'm going to stand over here so I can show the words. All right, so I'm going to count you off. 1, 2, ready, go. Turkey is so good to eat, good to eat, good to eat. Turkey is so good to eat on Thanksgiving Day. Friends and family gather round, gather round, gather round. Friends and family gather round on Thanksgiving Day. For all these blessings we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. For all these blessings we give thanks on Thanksgiving Day. Good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Woo! And you can have a seat. So yesterday, during art time with Mrs. Smith, we all made our turkey hands. Remember we learned how to trace our hands yesterday, and it was super fun, and we all cut out our own hands. So if everybody could pull out their hands from their desk, and I made one as well, and then pull out your marker box as well. And what we're going to do now is we talked about traditions, right, and how they're unique to your family, but also the true meaning of Thanksgiving, like Harry's mom said in the book, is that we need to be thankful for what we have, and that's more than just food, right? So who can think of an example of something else that we can be thankful for besides food?
My puppy.
Your puppy. That's a great example.
My dad.
Baby brother. Great.
My dad.
Dad.
My
So
education.
family members. Great. Can anybody think of anything else?
I'm thankful for the turkey my family kills every single year just so we can eat lots of stuffing.
That is great that your family kills a turkey every year. Okay, so these are just some of your ideas you could be thankful for. Even little things like the ability to walk, because not everybody has that ability. So we can be thankful for all different kinds of things. So now we're going to take a couple minutes and you guys are going to think of 5 things. One for each one of your fingers.
Do you write it
or
on our
feathers
finger?
for your turkey. Yes, you're going to write it on.
This one?
No, you're going to write it on
Okay.
your feather of your turkey hand.
Okay.
And you're going to write, it could just be one word, it could be a person, it could be a place, it could be food, it could be me. Whatever you think is,
Emphasis on
whatever you are thankful for. And I'm going to do it as well.
TV. Bring your true second grader here.
All right, like one more minute. If you guys need help spelling anything, let me know and I can come around and write it on a Post-it note for you.
I'll do this as well.
Raise your hand if you need more time to think of the things you're thankful for.
So many things to be
I'm ready
thankful
for this.
All right.
This is pure generational.
I still spoke out of this.
When we teach.
I will write it on a Post-it
You
note
write it
for
on a
you.
Post-it note for me. Thank you. I'm actually not thankful for it.
Oh, thank you. She's cheating.
There's no way to cheat because everybody has different answers. Because you're thankful for different things, am I right?
Yes.
Because what was the big word that I used that starts with a U? That means different.
Unique.
Right. So everybody's traditions are different. So these are all what you're thankful for. They're all different.
Well, she was going for traditions.
Right.
Growing up.
All right. If you guys could write your name up on the top of the page anywhere, not on your turkey hand, up on the top of the page.
Get 5 things.
All right.
Whoops, it doesn't either.
And then if you want to give your turkey a little beak on his head right here and some feet, complete the turkey and you'll take these home
A
tonight.
little mane.
All right, so we're going to sing the song one last time to end our lesson. Wonderful drawings, Caitlin.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to sing the song one last time. Everybody stand up. 1, 2, ready, go. Turkey is so good to eat, good to eat, good to eat. Turkey is so good to eat on Thanksgiving Day. Friends and family gather round, gather round, gather round. Friends and family gather round on Thanksgiving Day. For all these blessings we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. All these blessings we give thanks on Thanksgiving Day. Wonderful, and you will continue this lesson on Thanksgiving tomorrow. And then Friday we're dressing up like pilgrims.
Can I be a Native American?
Sure.
Thanks.
Don't say anything.
Yeah. Politically incorrect.
That's not very nice.
For sure. My video kept
Oh.
going on that.
Do you want to start with number 1 down
Oh,
there?
yeah. Okay, I thought you did an awesome job, like, overall. I thought you did a great job of communicating with us what you wanted us to do. You were very clear with your hand motions and provided little examples, like, for the students who maybe didn't understand it. And you were really clear on your instruction and your activity, and you engaged the students really well, and you knew your lesson, and you knew what you were talking about, and you projected your voice well, and so I think overall you did just an awesome job.
Your objectives were clear. Obviously, I liked how you, because there's a continuation lesson, and so I liked how you noted at the beginning this is what we learned last time, and did a little review, kind of. And that we were learning about Thanksgiving and tradition, and you did a really good job of like helping us define what those maybe bigger terms meant, and then giving us time to think about them and then share. So, yeah, I think you did a really good job.
Your lesson was other content intensive, but I think the song was really helpful, and it makes it fun with the added movements and whatnot. So I think it definitely plays a role in student understanding, because it makes them think about what Thanksgiving is, what Thanksgiving really means. So even though we have food as the main part of the first part of the song, then it goes into family gathering together, and so I think that it really helps children understand the tradition of Thanksgiving.
You did an excellent job of modeling the content and showing us how to sing the song, whether it was before, and showing us the hand motions. That was really, really good. Overall, and you also gave us good examples of what to be thankful for, rather than us just yelling out random things that could be kind of disastrous, I guess, in a classroom at times. But you gave really good examples of things we should be thankful for, and I appreciated the lesson for what it was, because it wasn't necessarily one of those English-driven or something, or content-driven lessons, but more of a, like, let's look at our humanity kind of a lesson, which I thought was really, really great.
Okay. I thought it was a pretty overall, in terms of student-centered environment or teacher-centered environment for this specific lesson, I think it was just a good balance of everything, because we were able to get up and move around and sing together, and the hand motions kind of played into that a lot, obviously. And in terms of correcting any mistakes or input, I mean, there was really nothing for us to make a mistake on, since we got to write down our different traditions, and you pointed that out, saying that, you know, everyone else's traditions are different, and that's okay, because that's unique.
So for assessments, at one point in time you did ask the class as to like some of the history of who, you know, which sect of people came over in pilgrims, and you know what a feast was. So yeah, I think you did a good job of kind of covering the overall content of Thanksgiving.
As far as whether or not it was age appropriate, it was definitely age appropriate. You asked good questions that were relatable to everyone, and also created kind of like that individualized learning of the fact that they are so young, and understanding those differences in between each other was a good age appropriate question, because those differences are to be celebrated and stuff. So it's starting that definitely up their alley and stuff. As far I like how you offered to help with spelling, because sometimes, especially with like second grade and stuff, you run into them wanting to say something but not necessarily able to spell it yet, and I think that was very effective as far as still allowing them to do that, and they're just not necessarily there yet if they have some things. So
Good job. Oh, extension. Sorry. Well, you kind of said, like, on Friday we're gonna learn. We're not necessarily we're gonna learn, but we're gonna extend our learning and dress up as pilgrims and Native Americans. And
I think one thing with like Thanksgiving in general is that, like, I mean, kind of like you said, it's not really like fully academically intensive. I mean, minus the history part, it's more just kind of like
understanding
almost
what
giving
it
the
is.
kids perspective, but perspective that's relatable to a second grader. So it's kind of like hard, because there's, I mean, obviously there were standards, and like the standards I focused on were more of the being able to articulate thoughts and writing stuff down. So I didn't really focus on the history aspect, because like I said, if this was like a thematic unit, I would have done that that would have been the first thing I did to kind of like lay the foundation. Like, this is why we're even talking about thankfulness. You know, like, this is why we're even like getting to that point. So that's why it's kind of hard with like at this point in a Thanksgiving lesson, because it's like I'm not really telling them facts or like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to think about academically what I'm really focusing on. So that's why it's kind of more of a general, helping them kind of point it at themselves. Like, oh, why do we celebrate that holiday every year? You know? Yeah. So yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
You think we have time for mine?
I think we can do one more. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, I don't know if